think we're good. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for popping in this morning. And I'm back. I missed you. It's been a little while. So please pull up a chair, grab your coffee. Have you got your breakfast with you under the doona if you're down near where I am, because it's freezing cold this morning. But yes, and for those that don't know, Rob and I nipped off for a week, and we kept it on the slide because sometimes with businesses and things you just don't know if you're going to be able to pull it off, and we did. We actually shot through from here up to Merimbula for a week just after I saw you last time on a Sunday morning a couple of weeks ago, and we've been back just for about a week, but it doesn't feel like it because there's been so much going on since we got back last Monday. Anyway, I'll say hello first and then we can talk. Hi Ginny, are you coming up this morning? So who's woken up in time this morning, or who stayed up late enough, depending on where you are? Good morning Sally, Robin, Sue, good morning. Hello Donna, Francis, good morning to you. Hi Sue, I've got the next one picked for your kit for you, by the way. Chris Otto's here this morning from Hillsville with Robin Porteous. Says it's freezing, equally freezing cold in Broken Hill. That is a stat I didn't know I needed to know, and now I did. So thank you. I needed to know that it's... You're in Broken Hill, really? Wow. Daisy, good morning. Hello Yvonne. Pauline Boyke has joined us this morning. Bobby Smalls in the building. Denise Classen's in the building. Oh, you're all lovely. So thanks for joining. Yeah, so we nicked off for a week, and then the last week has been rather hectic because some of my most precious people have got the flu. So Margie's got the flu, so she's non-compass and at home getting better. A bit more of the Upson family have got the flu, and Susie didn't have the flu, but her kids did. So I've been manning the fort this week. Will was in with me on Friday, but that's why I've also been equally silent since we got back, because it's been a one girl show with Rob helping out when he can. So anyway, we should hopefully kind of get back to normal this week. Susie's in this morning, tomorrow, no school holidays, so maybe not, I'm not sure. Anyway, we will be here Thursday and Friday. We're open this coming week as always. So if you want to pop down and see us, you can. We had some lovely ladies in Thursday, Friday this week. Good morning, Gay. It's a bit fresh in Richmond, New South Wales. Hello, Elizabeth. Oh, you're quilting with your family. Have you got family members that quilt with you like Breeze? That's so cool. Good morning, Del. That's super cool. There's a lot of that goes on. Quilting kind of hasn't been around here long enough. Well, it never used to have been around long enough to get 3 generations together to quilt, but we're getting there, aren't we? We are. So, today's word, let's just do, I'm out of practice. Today's word is super bloom, because it's one of those rare and far in between times when I've bought some Moda fabric, and I think you can see why. It's for those of you that don't like bright fabrics, I promise there's some more subdued colours coming. I do appreciate we've been doing a lot of bright lately, so I'm going to pull this down and show you in a minute. This to me was a unique design concept, and that's one of the reasons why I really liked it, so I'll show that to you in a minute. There's also a few things on Spesh under there. So I haven't used the usual tag of an end of financial year sale. I haven't done that, but it is stock take week for us, and I have popped up all the Banyan boutiques at half price again for you. So if you missed out last time, you think, oh, I really wish I'd grabbed some, they're half price. So you can go and have a look at what you might like to grab. So they're $12 a metre instead of $24 or more. The new Banyans coming through from Northcote, that we won't be stocking, but I know they're going to come in at about $28 to $30 a metre. So this is a massive bargain, and that includes the ones that you're getting at half price. So all their continuous ones, if I was to buy them new now, they're up near the $30 mark. So you can take advantage of that if you want to. There's a couple of other little specials, and it's all to do with a little bit of what I'm going to play with this morning. There's also a couple of Melba specials for those that are still thinking about what they'd like to do for the exhibition. So we'll talk about those. And then there's a little bit of Jason on the wall as well. So we'll get that done, all right? Now, in terms of dates and things for you as well, you'll see if you're ordering from me now, we're going to start slipping in that little two-sided flyer that's got our Melba exhibition coming up in September. And it's also got, thanks, it's got that on one side, and it's got our Patchwork and Produce Day on the 30th of November on the back. So just a little save the date thing to pop into your calendar or stick it on the fridge. So you'll see that going in there as well. I'm on schedule. I've got one thing on schedule to release the tickets for the Melba exhibition on the 15th of July, thanks to some pretty swanky work with Robert and some guy somewhere in the world building an app for us to be able to put up our Melba tickets on our website. And also that will be the day that you'll be able to download the exhibition forms on our website as well. So I will put all of that in a newsletter for you and talk to you about it around that date, so you can get ready for that one. And then the other thing we have confirmed, see, so much admin when the team gets together, isn't there? And we haven't had a chat for a while. Boy, they nearly all fell off. You can see where I'm wearing this colour this morning, can't you? I think I'm proudly dressed today by Berwick. I think it's Berwick Vinnies. Anyway, it's kind of a bit of a one-hit wonder, but we have a date for Michelle Marvick's workshop. So thank you to everyone that popped in an email to me saying, Leesa, I can do September or I can do March. Pretty much everyone said, I can do either, just let me know which one. So we are good to go. I've had a good chat with, why doesn't that fit up? I had a good chat with Michelle this week, which was great. And we have locked in, it's actually not September, but it's very close. It's Sunday, the 31st of August. So if you are super keen, we were able to get a weekend date. We could just sneak it in. And as I said, Michelle is super busy. She's coming to us on her way to do Quilt Encounter. I know, bit of a detour based on where she lives in New South Wales, but she's going to come down to us and then go across to Adelaide. So we're very excited about that. I'm going to put those tickets up on sale at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So I hope you can get near your computer or on your phone or whatever, but 2 p.m. That's not really fair on those that work, is it? Shall I change it? I'll change it. We'll change it. 7 p.m. That's not fair on everyone that works, Rob, because they may get stuck. I know where their priorities lie, but they may be in a meeting. 7 p.m. tomorrow night, I will make that workshop go live. We are only taking 10. And it is $150 for a day with Michelle, morning tea and lunch by me, and your kit. I wanted to make it extra special because it's not really about you. It's about Michelle and I catching up after a long time. But that's it. Okay. Oh, that looks terrible, doesn't it, without anything up there? Let me just put this back up just for a minute. Let me show you a little trick. Rob, can I have the tape? Can I have a tape measure dispenser, please? I said tape measure, didn't I? You know what I meant to say. Sticky tape dispenser. It's too early. Okay, put a weight in the bottom. I'll tell you something a little bit not so nice but funny at the same time. We always used to put our sticky tape dispensers or something in our bags at the shows. We had someone decide that they needed to take one of my bags home once, and we always had a bit of a giggle that they would have put their hand into the bag and found the sticky tape dispenser teeth when they went in there later on. And so we didn't just lose the bag, we lost my favourite sticky tape dispenser. I know, not fair. Anyway, so Michelle, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Let me write that down to change it. Michelle. Okay, let's start with Melba first, seeing we're talking about exhibitions and things. So I have had on the never ever ever list of things I've been waiting for to arrive, Toscana Sea Glass. Now, as I said, we're not doing Northcote anymore, but our mate Tim was able to secure before the flip one last sea freight from Northcote because he's not doing their distribution anymore. So in that I scored 3 bolts of Toscana sea glass. So we haven't had any for a long time. This is it. And it was so important to me that we get this in, one, because we don't have teal fans anymore with Melba, and also I just thought it would be the be all end all fantastic colour to have to do some last minute kits and things before the exhibition this year. So and then I thought, and I got enough that I thought if you've got your Melba stash and you don't have the teal fans, or you need a binding, or you need a background from some embroidery purse or something, then this would be the go. How messy is that desk? Pretty bad, but it will do. So you can see this is just the perfect colour, and we have, haven't we? We've used this a lot. So you can see this teal matches in here really well, and you can see it even more with the border stripes. So the grey project fans are on special, and the border print and the ivory is on special. And when I say on special, it's really on special, folks. So this is for a 60 centimetre cut of both of these. Instead of $16.20, they are $10. So I've really brought it down for you, and I'm going to finish off this sale on midnight Tuesday. So a bit different this week because Susie's in tomorrow, so I'll be doing the final orders for you. So what did I just say? Oh my Lord, I am not awake, am I? I was still texting Therese at 7:20 before I'd even got out of bed. What are we doing? Midnight Tuesday. Midnight Tuesday, last one for combined orders. All right, so, and then of course Tuesday is the 1st, so we'll have to cut the sale off at midnight on Tuesday as well, won't I? Because it's the 1st that day. Robbie will let me go over one day before stock take. There you go, you can see it really matches up nice. Anyway, I like doing combined orders for you because sometimes you grab something during the show and then you go, oh, I also need a pack of needles or a pack of pins. So you just order it. Please don't choose pickup. A lot of you have gone, oh, it'll all fit in, I'll just choose pickup, and then there's no postage on it. What happens if you choose pickup? It goes under my counter in pickup because it's not necessarily me doing your order. So please do it as a normal mail order one for me, and we will just refund you your dosh afterwards, okay? So there you go. You can see it's perfect. Anyway, so please keep that in mind, and it's up under Super Bloom, under those words today. I'm just going to put that back over there for now. That there, put that there. And a few people said to me, how big does it have to be? How good does it have to be? Does it have to be your pattern? Does it have to be, you know, does it have to have been judged somewhere? Nothing for the exhibition. Honestly, there are no criteria except that it has to predominantly feature one or more Melba prints. Okay, so it can't be a big quilt that you've just got this much Melba in it. You have to be able to really see that it's Melba themed to an extent. So you can have other fabrics in there, absolutely fine. But we just want to be able to see easily where the Melba is in it. That Toscana, if my memory serves me correctly, was it us that had a saddle satchel bag or something, and we used the sea glass for the main bag, and then we put the Melba on the flat with the grey buckles? If it exists, it does not live in Australia anymore, that bag. I might have to hunt out if Tasha's got it or Maria's got it. Diana doesn't have it, but we might have to have a look for that so that we can do might do that as a little kit or something. And of course that project panel's what I use in the traveller kit in the Melba, and we are making some more of those up at the moment. Now we've got more grey buckles in, so that's that. I need to stand up, don't I? What, Debbie? I'm doing your EPP. Oh, I hope they're nice comments, Deb. You might be cursing it by now. Oh, good morning, Bridget. Good morning, Denise. Good morning, Maria. Deb says, very warm in the UK, sitting out in the garden. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Well, we've gone past winter solstice now, haven't we? So I did note this morning when I came out, it was light and the chooks were up. Okay, super bloom. Let's go here first. We'll have a look at these, and we are going to start playing with a little purse this morning. You're going to help me with that. I know, isn't it fab? It's absolutely fabulous. I've popped it up in 60 centimeter repeats because it actually has a 30, it doesn't look like it, but it's only a 12-inch repeat. Can you see that there? Look at the big red poppies. You can see they're only 12 inches apart. But to ensure that you get, wherever I cut on the bolt form, to make sure you get a really good representation, 30 centimeters wouldn't do it. So that's it. So what I'm trying to point out with this one is she's sort of got, I don't want to use the word ombre, but gradiated, and she's changed the colors over the flowers over the top. At the same time, she's changed the color of the background underneath, because you can see this is dark navy blue. It's not black either, girls, it's blue. It's dark navy blue at this end, and it comes through to power this lovely sort of fuchsia pink down the other end. So the colors of the background merge one into the other underneath, and then the flowers, it's very, very clever. We've been looking at it like that way for a while, so I'm going to pop it up. Oh, sorry. I grabbed out, when I set this up last night too, I'm going to have to pull that whole bolt down now. I've cut the first 24 inches off. I tried to say 24 inch and 60 centimeters in the one go. I cut the first one off because otherwise you'd be looking at it upside down. But now that you've seen it, I've turned it around the other way. This is one of those lovely new Halcyon tonals from Jason. This is number 1 red, and you can see this is where these blenders of Jason's are going to be super essential for us in the future. We didn't know we needed them, but now we do. Will was using my desk up here to do barcodes and stuff, and everything's not quite back where it usually is. There you go. So you can see if I pop that blender over the top, can you see that? So it's actually like black, dark black. I think it's red. Hang on, I'm putting my glasses on. No, it is. It's this color in here looks black on the poppies. See that? But when you look super close, it's sort of this background that's here. It's really lovely. Now, if I hold that Halcyon there, can you see what I mean? The pinky, purpley colors in the poppies are all in here. This purpley color in here is here. There's a little bit of yellowy orange. They work really well together, even though this has a straight line tonal to it. With this, it looks fantastic. Even more so because the detail the designer has put in these lovely little lines in sort of self-colored darker tones kind of help reflect the little line print that's in this. Super. They are absolutely super together. So I'll pop that back up there so you can see that running that way. And now I'm going to cover that for you now. I'm going to put that back up that way. I have great, what am I missing? That's it. I have great respect for designers that can pull off something like that. It's not just having the idea in your head too though. It's being able to first of all get it onto paper, get it down in a sketch or something, but then be able to effectively communicate with the stylist, in this case Moda, or with me skipping another fabric company straight into a design studio, and the stylist that I work with, our fabric agent, she's in LA for me. We got to talk to each other, and we don't do a lot of FaceTime. It's all writing, communicating. Anyway, to me, for her to be able to present this to Moda, for them to see the value in it and then to be able to transcribe it into a beautiful, unique print like this. Perfect. Oh, I forgot. I went looking, because I know a lot of you for winter, I've been talking to some, are into slow stitching. So lovely, big, chunky quilting stitches. And when you go to those, you don't want to find quilting thread anymore with hand stitching. You want something that contrasts and or complements the fabric. So I've pulled a couple this morning that I think will be super good to use. This is Sue, of course, Sue Spargo, and this is beautiful. And I have put down, Robbie, if you're listening to me, when you come out, I don't know what I've done with that thread you put up online last night, handsome. Can you hunt it down? I've got two different ones. This one is color 50. I've tagged it under Super Bloom. But can you see that it's beautiful? I'll hold it up for you. It's lime greens, oranges, pinks. Whoa. Really, really nice. There is another one. Rob's going to come and find it for me. I reckon it's sitting in the TV room. I don't know. Anyway, so that one, you can see, if you threaded that over this, it would be sensational. If you are going to work by machine as well, this is Fruity, color 11. This is the one I'm using at the moment on my parasols on the Japanese Baltimore that we're doing in A Quilter's Life. So it's fantastic as well. So this is much finer. This is 12 weight. And you could stitch with this as well, but you can also use this on your machine. So that one's really good, and Rob will find the other one for me. Aren't they fantastic? So they're under today's as well. Ah, super duper.
Fussy Boots.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Oh, it's named after me. There you go. This is Fussy Boots. See that? So in this case, we've got like a grey blue, a hot pink, a lime green, and that is also, look at it. They're in love with each other. Look at it. Fantastic. Let's have a look at it down this end. Oh yes. When you come down here, the blue that's in here, it's like a mauvey grey blue. I can't see even distinct. Very nice. So I'll pop this back up. Now you can also see, excuse me, you can also see here on the wall behind me, 3 friends. These are beautiful poppy prints. Stunning if you love doing something for Anzac Day or for Remembrance Day or something like that. I know a few of you like to make a new poppy bag each year for Anzac Day, which I think is fantastic. Oh, Deb Burt has made the most gorgeous mega 3D poppy that she hangs outside her house. It's wonderful. There you go. So it's these in 3 colours. You see here with a beautiful rich mid red, just lovely underneath the orange poppies. And then this one is on the navy blue again. So I really, really like that. Do you know, I've popped the denims up under the tag today as well, mainly just to remind me, but our denims look really, really nice with these fabrics, both the pale and the dark. Look at this beautiful soft pink. Just gorgeous. If we were to come through and tie all 3 poppies together in a project, we would go down to a super dark navy blue, or you can go, you know, that would be the best thing to run with them. Or the denim, just blend them all together. Meg, are you here? We'll have this discussion about these later, I think, because they're just beautiful. No, he didn't say dusty boots. He said fussy boots. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm not fussy. I'm crazy. I know. Just a little bit. Okay. That's back up there. I do like this. And I love the fact she's gone bold and gone navy instead of black. It's really, really nice. On the other side, a little bit of Jace. Now the story with these is that I've had a shipment come in from Jason, and I had ordered, there's the story, I ordered more Vivid for a customer that really needed it for a project in the other colours. You can't see it well because of my sewing machine, so I'll get it down for you. And I got it in, but I had to, it's a sob story, I had to put it online to be able to process that customer's order, and when I did it I forgot to take it off again for a while, so now I want to show it to you, but I haven't got a lot left. So I've got this coordinate here. You can see there's only a little bit left, but I've popped it up under today's word, and it's the same as the one that I've used in the handy Hexie zipper purse. See that? But in the beautiful blue. And then I've only got about 2 meters of this, I'm sorry, but I have popped it up. So if you missed out last time where you wanted a little bit more, or you want to make that little spring basket that we make from the calendar with something really vibrant and gorgeous, or as Ange has been doing at So Bright, she's been using Jason's borders for the flap on the designer tote. That'd be fantastic as well. So anyway, so you know we've got it in the other colourway, we've got it in this colourway, the border, but I've only got a couple of meters in the dual coloured one, and they're under Super Bloom as well today. So I'll pop those back up. When I go wonder later where my tape measure is, you'll remind me, won't you? I don't know where the other 3 tape measures are. They're out there in the abyss somewhere in the garden. Alright, and then one more thing before we have a little play. New zip pulls and back in stock ones. So these are back, which are the funky flower ones. Can you see those in there? So I've popped all of these under Super Bloom today. If you want to add that little extra bit of class to your bag, and we're going to be having a play with these frames today. Oh, and these are up online as well. I'll come back to that. They've got these little hooky bits on the side, so you might want to put a little tassel on, or just add it through a loop somewhere on your bag or on your purse. They are really, really nice. They are not thread, they're suede. Suede? Suede or leather? Hang on, I'm going in. We're going in. There you go. They're not, they suede, they're leather ones. There you go. Pretty. Very pretty and classy. Only a few. I just thought, sometimes people ask me for things, so I just get a little bit in, but of course we have to order more than one. Oh, now I really like these. Hang on, I've already opened one. What happens is we get excited and we pack them all off, and then we put the barcode stickers on the back, and then I actually have to break the barcode sticker to get into the pack to show you. So if you get one that's broken, you know it was the one live on Facebook. These are, look at that, aren't they nice? You can add a little charm thingy onto the end of those. So we've called them an eyelet pull. Very nice. Sort of, and also if you're doing one for a gentleman a little bit more masculine, I guess. Kind of, like it's not a flower, is it? You wouldn't put a love heart one. I wouldn't put a love heart one on Dad's. Okay. So they're really nice. And then we got some cone flowers. So, for want of a better word, you could call them echinacea, you could call them daisies, you could, who was it? Someone said they look like a turkey from behind, and I've had to erase that image from my brain now, but they are super cute, and they're kind of to me like an echinacea flower, because if you have a look at, to me they remind me of these ones on the Moda fabric, so they're really cute. So we've got them in silver. I couldn't get them in gold. Here's the one I did yesterday. But we do have them in rainbow. So, you know, our rainbow zips, like the denim ones or whatever, are super gorgeous. There you go. Just pretty. Just some new little ones. We've got so many on the rack on the wall now. We kind of lose, we don't lose track, but we need more wall space to put them all up. Okay. So, just some, oh, one more. One more. This one. Mega beads, big brass beads. So again, we have a few zips with the brass teeth. There's a lovely dark red. There's the denim again. We've got that lovely dark black grey one as well. But you can see they are substantial. We sell these individually, like the Highland Cow ones and things, because he's big and he's got some weight to him. He's really nice. So we've got those ones as well. I'll pop them, all those little fiddly things, out of the way. Now with these frames, fiddly bags and stuff, no, not this one, not in the mood. We put them, I'll just put them over here. Jenny's not here at the moment, so she caused havoc before the show and then she disappeared. So with these new frames, which are also up, I wanted to do a new little purse with these, and I wanted to be able to put I'm going to put a zip pocket on one side. I know, so I'm just starting to play with it this morning, but I thought I'd show you the process that I'm going to go through, so that if you grab one and you want to design your own, you can, but then ultimately, you know, within the next week or so, I'll have a kit for this new purse, like we did with the Hexie, the handy, don't let me name anything again with 3 words in description, the handy Hexie zipper purse. So like that, and like with that one as well, I will pop it up on a Quilter's Life for you. We need a new Quilter's Life sign, don't we? We've had this one since the start. We need a different one. So the pattern will be included in the club as well. So if you're in the club and you might want to do it, with all of your stuff you've got at home, you only need to purchase a frame. So if you might already have some frames in your stash, this one is 4.5 inches across here. So that works. Now what you have to remember with these, sometimes if you want a full purse and you want to be able to fit a fair bit of stuff in, then you actually need to make sure that you get this measurement right around here for the top of your purse. So that's where I'm actually starting with this today. Good morning, Deanna. Hey everybody, there is nothing cooler than just scrolling through your Instagram and you see Percale Quilts in Costa Rica, and she's opening a box of stuff from us. It's lovely. Deanna's got all her new stock in at the moment. And Southern Jewels patterns. And Kieran says, good morning from, oh, I love Renmark. You are all getting out there, aren't you? From the caravan. Lovely. Hey, just going back to Merimbula, if you are an Aussie, have you been? Have you been to Merimbula? Oh, come on. If you have, isn't it just the best fun? I went there with Mum and Dad when I was early primary school age, and then went back. We did that a few times, and then went back with my mates after Year 12 exams. Oh, no, sorry, not mates, just me and Fiona Webber on that particular trip. And it was fantastic to hang out and just chill after exams. Took Robert for the first time. We were pregnant with Phil, then we took Phil back. We went back with the kids. We went for Dad's birthday. Like, there's all these little marks in time that we've been there, and it has changed, but not that much in the scope of things. You can't change a landscape. You can't change magnificent, beautiful beaches. They're all still there, and it was super fun. And I went to Wyndham. So when you're all talking about different places, I go, I've now been to Wyndham. And you ask, where is Wyndham? Well, a lot of people go to Candelo, Bega, Tirra Beach, Tathra, all of that when you go up. Wyndham's up in the mountains from Pambula, and if you're ever there when the Sunday market is on, you got to go. It's just so cute, but you will get in that car and go at sub-zero temperatures with ice on the road like we did. Purely now we know to go for the lady that sells the sausage rolls, the sour cherry pies, and the vanilla slices. Just saying you got to go to the Wyndham Market. It's little. It's in a gorgeous little church, little town hall. Oh, it's just beautiful. So I had a lot of fun, and I bought stuff. You know, you just buy stuff there. But yeah, and if you want to know where to stay in Merimbula, Mum and Dad and our recommendation would, I have to say it, no endorsement and no freebies and no discounts included this for me. Merimbula Lakes on Fishpen, Ring Kim. That's where you're going. Get an upper stairs apartment, view, beautiful. Lots of work done on the veranda, as the girls in A Quilter's Life know, because they knew where I was. Anyway, because I was up there, didn't take the machine. I resisted. Did not take the machine. We did a lot of work while we were there, but in a lovely location. And then came back and no Susie for the week. That's equaled. I am now doing the last bits of the parasols for Quilter's Life for the Japanese Baltimore tomorrow, and then we'll kick off with the next one probably on, I'll put the pattern up for the next one in the Baltimore on A Quilter's Life on Wednesday, which is the 2nd. Alright, so just so you know, that'll go up and then we'll start on that one. I'm sure a lot of you are ahead of me already, but I want you to see the process of putting the parasols onto the background. But yeah, and with no Suze, I had to play shop. Not that I mind. Alright, this is my fabric that I'm going to use for my little experiment. So I've got purple under the Australian Sun Gunflowers. This is on special this week for the end of year under Super Bloom. You cannot have the purple zip, I'm very sorry. This has been brought in especially to go with mine. If it all works, I'll get some more in for us. Because I know the purple freaks will be going, we need that, we can't have it yet. But I'll try. I'm going to use a cat pull. Well, Jenny was here and she said I had to. And then I'm using 0028. I've put this on a little bit of special for end of year, which is very naughty because it's still pretty super new here. This is my little print we're using for projects, for wholesale customers, for new kits, and towards a block of the month. So that's a little bit on special. And I'm going to put it with denim. I'm going to wrap it all up with a little bit of denim, I think. So I've got that out as well. I've also got going into the kits this beautiful Wonderful pearl thread. So this will be for tassels. So that's going in. If I put it with my fabric there, you can see why. So that's going into the kit as well. But let's take a step back. Let's have a look at these frames. And this applies to any frame, and it can be quite deceiving how wide your actual panels need to be to create your purse based on the shape of your frame. And I want that lovely puffy full look to this purse. So what I do is, if you haven't seen it before, this is what I do. Who said what, where, when? I missed something. Merimbula has a buzz. Oh yeah, I put it on A Quilter's Life and Rosemary said, have you been to Crankies? Have you been to Midgie's? Have you been to... Rosemary obviously knows it very, very well. Yes, we did have coffee at Midgie's on the pier. Yes, I did go to Crankies for breakfast. And may I say the Asian tapas bar, weird and wonderful and gorgeous under the bowling club. And what else? Oh, Yummy Thai. Yummy Thai up the back street near the Vinnies. Fantastic. So what I'm doing here, can you see? I've actually got a piece of braiding cord, and anything will work, but you want something that's got a little bit of oomph to it because you need it to stay in position. Oh, Tracy, which one is it? It is 1042. Now, Trace, I don't know if this exists in the spools we sell over the counter or not. But if we don't, I will be getting it in because this was on a whim when I was at Jen's at Wonderful that I found it. But at the time, I just grabbed these balls for these particular kit. But I will see if we can get it on the other ones, or just put it up as a one-off. I shall see. So I get my braid and I push it. You've got to push it right up into the cavity where your bag or your purse panels are going to sit. So let's put it up in there. get it in there. Now, of course, I'm designing this as a project, so a pattern, so I have to make it sure that it is super correct for you. So if I do it one time and I'm not happy, I will do it again to make sure that it's super good to go. So you can see that I've got it all the way in, up in the cavity. And then when you come down here, you sort of want 1/4 of an inch. I like 1/4 of an inch longer on each side, and that allows for any bulk where we join the lining and the outer bag together at the opening. So I'm going to put a little mark there and a little mark there. And then when we take that and lay it out on our board, it is exactly 10.5 inch between those marks. And so that means if I want the lovely full classic purse, my panels need to be 11.5 wide. And that is really big, isn't it? When you think about it, it's quite deceiving because that's from there to there. But look at it, that's it. So I need the top to be that wide, so when I go to sew it in, it'll go right round into there. So I'm going to write that down. Next, underneath, Michelle, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Monday night for Michelle's workshop. Do you still abbreviate things? I did a very short stint, shorthand or something at high school, and I still abbreviate. Unintentionally, but I'm conscious of it because I'm doing it with you. Okay, so they're 10.5 finished, so our panels need to be 11 wide. Now, if they're 11 wide, then we need to think about, well, how long do we want them to be? So when we think about how long you want your purse to be, you've really got to think about the panels in that you don't just measure this bit here. We need this whole bit that goes up into the top. And I don't want it to look a bit silly and sort of come out like that. So I'm actually wondering, shall we do it the same? So we'll just run with a square. Oh no, that's way too long. No. See what I mean? You gotta play. I'm feeling about here. You know who the queen of these purses is my mate Maria in Spain. She is just all over these. So I want a little short, puffy. I'm going to go, that's 8. Can you see that? It just seems to the eye that would be really nice, and I want to be able to fit this little zip in somewhere. It may not even be, a horizontal, it might be a vertical one. So let's go, all right, I'm going to say 8.5 long. And I will confirm with you when I see you next what it is. We'll finish. I reckon that. It's going to be a little cutie. So we're going to go 8.5. Let me do it one more time. About there. Yeah, okay. So 8 finished. So we're going to cut it 8.5 high. There we go. Ta-da! So we need 2 panels for this, for the lining, and we need 2 for the outside. And one of those is going to have a zip closure in it. No pressure. Absolutely no pressure. Okay, we're good. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Now, the next question is, are we going to do the entire purse in this, or shall we break it up? Because if we're going to include a zip somewhere, it might be really nice to use that as a break between 2 different fabrics. The other reason that I brought the denim into this equation the other reason that I did is because of this gorgeous thread. Maybe we could do a little bit of a stitchery on the top bit and then have this down the bottom and it all matches together. So one of our panels on one side might be this, but then on the back, what did I just do? I just turned them over for the back of the bag. What enough. Okay, so then on the back we could actually do the same, but we're going to have a zip in here. And I just think it might be really nice to have a little pocket at the bottom that may be able to hold our phone in it. That might be really nice to do. So that's all stuff we need to think about, like that. Now if this is what our dimensions are going to be, we're going to say that we're going to have it 8 and then cut an 8.5 high. There's one other thing that I haven't mentioned yet, is based on what you want to use your purse for, do you need a base in the bottom? Do you want a base in there? Because you've got two options if you do that. You can actually add in a dart at the bottom. So your little, I'm telling you how to suck eggs. I know you all know how to do this. So you might have your sides that come down like that, or alternatively you can actually inset a base. Now for me, with this particular project, I would definitely use a wraparound base and sides. So that is where we have a side here like this, and our base is smaller, so we actually bring the panels round to the side and sew up the side. If you've got my little handbag design book, you will find all the mats and everything to use it for in there. I'm inclined to do that because I know I'm going to get exactly what I want. I only want a little one, so that's what I'm going to do. The other thing about doing the wraparound, because this is going to be such a contrast in width between the frame here at the top and the width of fabric that I need to put in here, taking that round to the sides, it's going to take a little bit of that difference in width from the frame as it blows out, sort of blossoms, balloons out into the section at the bottom that's not in the frame. So I'm actually going to do that with this one. But we know for now that's how big, how tall and how wide our panels need to be, and that is the starting point for it. So I'm going to, what do you think? Do you think that'll be all right? I think it will be. I'm going to, obviously this is the bit from my studio. It's got a bit, it's a mouse, been a mouse at it. This is definitely, I think I grabbed this out of the cupboard in my sewing room, and I actually think this might be the original production sample that was sent. Okay, so we'll cut, I'm just going to generously cut 2 bits for now so we can have a little bit of a play. Find the cutter. Okay. I think we will go horizontal zip. I just think it will look nicer. If we're going to have that break on the front, it'd look nicer. So the width is not going to change. So I can go 11. Like that. And then for the height, we said 8.5. I'm going to cut them, we're going to cut them at 10 for now, because one of them is going to have that zip put in. So let's cut 2, we'll cut across at 10. So that is my width that's going to go into there. Let's pop the one for the back aside for now, and we need to decide what we want to do here at the top. So as I said, I want to use the denim so that we can stitch some of these flowers onto the denim here. And based on the depth of the actual frame, which is 3, I would want at least this bit that sits in the top to have the denim, and then probably a little bit below. So if our whole height is 8.5 and this is 3, I think we'd come down to about 4.5. We could come down to about there at 4.5 for the actual denim section, and then go into the flowers. And then keeping in mind that's where I'll probably sit the zip at the back so that the seams match up. So I'm going to say 4.5 for here. So that means that we're going to break this down. Let's write that down. So this 8 is going to turn into 4.5, and that means there will be 3.5 left, and that's going to equal our 8 inches. So the piece at the bottom will be 5 inches high with the seam allowance, and the denim will be 4 inches high. Okay, so I'm now going to take this piece and cut it down to 5. And I know this is all wasteful, but this is all, you know, this is all the process I have to go through. If you grab the pattern or you're in a quilter's life, or the kit, you'll be fine. It will all be done for you. So there you go. Does that, oh, he is not 10.5 wide. Is he? Or is he 11 and I just need to iron it? Oh, there we go. He's 11 and I need to iron it. Okay, and then from the denim, so I know you're just sitting here with me while I play, but I just I thought you might like to see how this all kicks off, so that if you decide you want to grab a frame and have a play yourself, you can, or be ready for me in the club when I post up the pattern. So again, we need to be 11 wide. And if I can tell you anything, any piece of advice, do not trust your brain. Just don't trust your brain to remember anything, because in flight, when designing, the amount of times that I have gone, oh, I'll remember that. Oh, I'll remember to put that step in. I'll remember that. No, do not trust. Do not trust your memory at any stage in life, at any time of day. There is nothing like writing it down as you do it. So this one only needs to be 4 inches. There we go. And that's going to go onto, is that my 5 one? Yes. Like that. That's going to go in there. So you can start to get a feel of how it's going to look. And then on the back, is my little sample piece. It's going to be a little zip. That's going to be quite good. Look, my phone, perfect. And it's going to fit there. Going to go around the corners. It's all going to work. It's going to be great. The other thing to think about too is what sort of batting you're going to use based on what the purse is going to be used for. If you're only going to keep light stuff, handkerchiefs, tissues, maybe a ticket to the theatre or something in your bag that's little and light, then you can go with something as light as an adhesive 640. But if you're going to put heavy stuff in, like I'm thinking of putting my phone in, then you're going to want to go for something like the rubber foam batting, and you've probably got a lot of scraps left over with this from making bags that are great for doing little purses, coasters, placemats, all that sort of thing. So I'm going to use this on mine. The other thing to check when you decide on what you're going to use, depending on what frames you've got in your stash, just check the width of the cavity that you need to put the purse up into in your frame, because they can vary sometimes. So this one's quite generous. I'm happy that I can get it up into that little cavity, and the best way to do it is just to cut a little slip of this and just check how well it fits up into that little spot up in there, and I can see that fits in there nicely. But also I'm taking into account that there will be 2 layers of fabric and a seam and some seam allowances there as well, because it will be covered. So I can see that's fine, it's going to fit up in there nicely. What you can do too, and we'll come back to this when I finish it off, I'll give you some more tips and tricks on it. If you do put it all together and you use a thicker fabric and you find that it's really hard to get it to fit in there, you can go around that top rim on your purse just with a little top stitch close to the edge, and then it just flattens out this little bit here that's going to fit up into there, and it just makes it so easier to sew in. So we'll come back and talk about that. But anyway, that is the start of our bag. Now I'm just going to sew these together, because I'm thinking if I'm going to do this embroidery on it, I'm going to want to then stabilize it with some weft or something on the back. So we'll just chuff across to the sewing machine and pop these together. And what I'm thinking of doing with this little kit is popping in some solvi, so that we can trace a little stitchery design onto the solvi and then iron it. I can't see a thing this morning without my glasses. There we go. We can trace it on and then put it onto the front of the bag, and then it will just wash off. So we've got 2 products for that. We've got a wash away one from Wonderful, but I've also got some solvi here, so I think we might use the solvi in this case. I've just remembered I need to order a heap more Wonderful Total Support tomorrow when I order some more threads, because it needs to go in the Winter Creative Escape kits, and that's one of the things I worked on last week. There we go. Just a little seam, just a little simple seam. And as I said, Will has been in my studio, so my eye's not plugged in. Okay, there we are. So I hope with this you can have a look at all those lovely frames that you've bought that are sitting in your stash, and have a little bit of a play to see what width you need to go in. Now if you buy any of my frames, with the exception of this one, have got a pattern that come with them, so you've got your basic pattern, and then you can use that as like a blank canvas, like a block if you like, to piece together, embroider, or just use one big lovely fabric to make them. So any of them, like the treasure tote, the flower purse tote, little glasses, cases ones, the coin purse, all of those have got templates or dimensions in for you. There you go. And when I was just talking before about slow stitching, we could also look at doing a little bit along this edge here, couldn't we? Just to make it look extra pretty. So I'd like to do some stitching in this with some of these flowers, and of course I've got the line drawings and things of these, so I can create some of these to stitch up here. We could also do some lovely Suffolk puffs. We could do a ruched flower. There's lots of things that we could add in on the denim to complement the feature fabric at the bottom. And then if you've got zip in your stash as well, with the measurements we've played with today, you might like to crack ahead and pop a zip in. So that's definitely what I'm going to do on the back, and I am going to use this rubber foam batting because I want to be able to put my purse in or something in there. Now, when I've been talking about doing a base, and we haven't got to that today, but my base is going to be very slim. It's just going to be a little one, and it's just going to take these corners, just take them round a little bit at the bottom. So it doesn't impact on this width here at the top, but as it sort of goes out, when it comes out of the frame, it'll be curved in a bit with a little set in base in there. So I'm going to work on this to get all of this together so that I can come back and show and tell it with you next time. So, but I hope if you've got one or you want to have a go, you can. And remember, as I said, don't worry about it if you're in a quilter's life, because I'll be popping the pattern up in there for you when it's done. And I think we'll get some more of these frames in as well, because they're super cool and different to what we've had before. I do like this little loop bit here on the top, because that means if you wanted to put a little wristlet or something on there as well, if you've got one of those, you can. So they are very cute. Or a tassel. Alright, so I'm going to let you go now, because we thought the weather was going to be bad today, so we slogged it out yesterday in the garden, or I should say Rob slogged it out in the garden, just in case he's listening. Slugged it out in the garden yesterday, so but it's not. So I'm going to let you go, because if you're near me, you need to get out in the garden today. Are you pruning your roses yet? I'm holding off, because I know it's too early. There are too many frosts still to come. So, but there's plenty of weeding out there to do, and it's also a great time of year if you've got a garden like ours where things self-seed. So there's a lot of hollyhocks and foxgloves and things that are coming up that I want to dig up and pot up, ready to transplant before I attack the weeds. So there's a bit to do outside. If you're in a quilter's life, I'm going to put up a little bit of a show and tell blog for you. We planted, next time you come to visit, Rob planted 50 English lavender down the driveway yesterday in the inside of his paddock. It's his paddock, Rob's paddock. So that's been put in, so hopefully by the time we get to that big patchwork and produce day on the 30th of November, it'll be looking quite stunning as you come up the drive. So that's what was yesterday, and today more to do, but I look forward to seeing you next time. Now you can see I'm being a bit vague about when it's going to be. With Susie away with school holidays this week, the sale that we've got on and what we've talked about today under Wonder Bloom and things, I'm not sure which day I'm going to be able to get back to you with this purse and all the beautiful new fabrics that did arrive on Friday as well. So please leave it with me. Just make sure you've got notifications set on our Facebook page, and it will let you know when I'm going to be back. In the meantime, if there's anything you've got a query on, please email me at info@chandlerscottage.com. You can also contact me through the club if you're in a quilter's life. Absolutely fine to do. And yes, I will go from midday Tuesday for final combo of orders, and the sale stuff will all come off at midnight on Tuesday. All right, you take care, won't you? Thank you so much for joining me this morning, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. All right, bye everyone.